What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. I am one of your hosts, Luke, and join with me every single week. I do have my lovely co-host, Jake. Jake, say hello to the people, my man.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Are we all okay? I'm
I
looking
think
forward to
so.
this episode. When Luke
Yeah,
pitched the idea on Wednesday, I was like, "That is a banger. That's an absolute
oh
banger."
yeah. Oh yeah, no. So yeah, the whole purpose behind this idea came in. So I got a notification that apparently some leaks happened and they leaked all the new megas. I didn't take a look at them, but I said, you know what would be fun? Let's Why don't we just try our shot at making some new megas? So that's exactly what me and Jake did. We sat down, not separately, we came up with 5 of our own unique mega evolutions that we are going to hopefully Nintendo steals these ideas and makes them work. But we're gonna break them down on their types, their abilities, base stats, how we would use them in battle, and fun stuff like that. Maybe some general ideas of how we would want them to look. But yeah, well, I mean, why beat around the bush? Let's hop into it, Jake. Let's do it, man. Are
Alrighty,
you?
let me
Let's
make
do it.
sure that you can see everything that I can see, and then
Yeah,
we'll get cracking. Right, we're on.
I, I can see it. We're on. We're
Production
on. Oh, look at
value
that!
is
Look
high.
at that! Look at that! Look at that mega logo! Look at it!
Look at us
Ooh,
baiting
ooh,
everyone. We'll just do
ooh.
this for ViewBot. Everyone knows if you just slap a mega on something on
Oh,
YouTube
megas.
at the moment, it blows up. Um, so we're gonna take it in turns, and Lukey Boy is gonna go
Yeah,
first.
let's do
Um,
it.
we should make a premise that these are just going to be generic megas that we would like to see. They're not going to be in PLZA. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I
like
mean,
if they,
If they are in Legends ZA, like that's cool. But
yeah,
we were not like, oh, this is what we want in Legends ZA. This is like these are just dream mega evolutions or mega evolutions that we think would make Pokemon. I feel like a couple of mine that would make Pokemon that I really like good. So
yeah.
why not slap a mega on it and make it good?
Okay, so first up, I'm going to click on Luke. I haven't seen this one
Go
yet.
ahead.
A Mega Luxray. Okay, so
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
you've fallen into the trap. And honestly, I can
I,
see this one coming. Like I can definitely
yeah.
see it
Yeah.
coming.
I mean, it's a wish list for sure because I love Luxray. I love Luxray's design. And honestly, it should have been an electric dark type from the start. So what we gotta do is we gotta make sure that we give it the dark type. So Mega Luxray, the way I did my megas is pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but I looked up a lot of Mega Evolutions. Most of what I saw is that a Mega Evolution basically gives the Mega Evolved Pokemon an extra 100 base stat. So
Yeah,
I just did what was considered to be normal. So that's why maybe they might not be extremely overpowered, or in some cases they are really overpowered. But yeah, Mega Luxray for me, Electric Dark type, you got to do it. Ability, I really I kind of flip flopped. I wanted maybe to keep Intimidate to make it stay around longer, but I thought Strong Jaw just kind of fit it really well. The way I
yeah.
envisioned Mega Luxray, I imagine it just getting a little bit bulkier, like physique wise, having a bigger jawline, and strong jaw just makes sense. Stab crunch, psychic fangs, fire fang, all that stuff. The biting moves, I feel like, and the way that the stat lines spread out. The biggest jump is 100% really just attack and speed.
Yeah.
And I gave it a little bit extra HP. I mean, this thing is going to take lives. It's not meant to take beat hitting thunderbolts. It's meant for crunches, psychic things in my mind, and freaking wild charge. Like this thing is going to take life. Made it a little bit faster because it definitely gets outsped a lot. You could definitely I kind of almost maybe was thinking maybe lowering its speed a little bit so it could work in a trick room set possibly. But I really just like the idea of Mega Luxray. I think it's a Pokemon that people have been fantasizing about, and I think it's one that is well deserving because unfortunately, as cool as Luxray is, he is just not really good. And there is a reason why in a lot of Pokemon ROM hacks they give him the dark type.
Yep.
Because honestly, that thing should have been an electric dark type from the start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
think like you said, the Intimidate. So Intimidate works really well for Megas, especially the ones that have Intimidate as their base ability as well.
yeah.
I didn't realize this until I played like Radical Red. I think there is
Mhm.
Mega Manectric and Mega Luxury in there.
Yes.
And when you Mega, Intimidate procs again.
Hmm.
So you basically get like a free double Intimidate without switching and base stat boosts. So,
Yeah, it's
so when
crazy.
Lukey Boy's got that 79 base stat defense, you might as well double it because
Hmm.
your attack is -2 at that point, unless you have some other ability
Exactly.
that stops that. I do think that Pokemon missed the ball and didn't give this dark anyway. Like you said, like
Yeah.
look at it. It is a prime dark type. Well, we can't just go and say that
Yeah.
any like gray or black Pokemon is dark type, but that screams dark type to me.
It screams it should have been a dark type a long time ago. It definitely does, and I think it's just super cool, man. I mean, I feel like this is like one of the dream ones that a lot of people really want to see, and I think this is one of the more realistic ones we could expect because we honestly don't have that many Gen 4 megas really. So I think this is definitely one that's very well deserving. And I'm not gonna lie, you honestly don't need to click anything other than Crunch or Wild Charge with this thing because
Yep.
it is taking lives. I think I ran a stat simulation on a Wild Charge with this thing, with Adamant Nature. And I was like, it's 200. We're talking 200% on most Pokemon that don't resist it, so it's taking lives.
um, so my first one is a sleeper pick for what I think, but I would love
Okay.
to see a mega of this bad boy. It's two cannon. Um,
Ooh.
so we went with normal flying, and I kept it normal flying. Usually, you would use a two cannon with the skill link ability, and then you would smack a load of dice on there, and it's got bullet seed, so it can like do loads of like chip damage, but major amounts. I give it a major stat boost because it needed it.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, two cannon isn't the most fantastic Pokemon. But
No.
on the on the flip side of giving it this major stat boost, I gave it Guerrilla Tactics. So what Guerrilla
Okay.
Tactics is a free choice band, but it's locked into its ability. So you can only pick one
Yes.
move, but your attack stat gets boosted by 1.5. So I felt
Okay.
that the boosts were justified given that I didn't boost its speed. I just made it a little bit more tanky, and I gave it a hell of a lot of attack.
Yeah.
And
It's
the way I could
crazy.
see this mega is like, imagine like its wings just rise out, and it becomes like almost
Okay.
like a roaring moon type look, but with a
Okay. I'm
massive
picturing
burning
it.
beak. I was toying with
Oh,
maybe putting
okay.
it fire type because its
Like
beak blast
fire
is like
flying.
it sets its beak on fire before, so
Okay.
then when you touch it, you could get burned. But I thought, you know what?
Okay.
I kind of like the normal flying, and for me to take it away and
Yeah.
maybe go normal fire, like it doesn't look like a flying type anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fair.
but I do like a good two cannon, and I feel like it was a sleeper pick.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, Mega Two Cannon definitely. Two Cannon is one of those ones that definitely is just outclassed in a lot of ways. Yeah, I was at first when I saw the stat total, I was like, "Holy cow!" But then when you explained guerrilla tactics, it was like, "Okay, I get." Like you kind of gave it. Well, it's a good ability. Don't get me wrong. You
It's more of a
are
nerf.
locked in. As more of a nerf in the sense you are locked into ability, so you are only clicking in my mind, you're only really clicking Brave Bird at this point,
Yeah,
on this thing and hoping it just. I mean, it's taking everything out. A base 100 adamant, 180 attacking, Brave Birding, stab Mega Two Cannon is pretty much killing everything that's not resistant and has a fuck ton of bulk. Especially with that 1.5 stat boost. So that thing's taking lives. But no, I definitely like as a super cool mon. Definitely well deserved of a mega. I don't, I think Gen 7 definitely has a lot of Pokemon that definitely can use a Mega because there aren't really a whole lot of viable Gen 7 Pokemon that are really getting used to the same minus like, Incineroar and some of the top.
Mimikyu.
Yeah, and I think
It's
the
yeah,
topics are like outclassed in every way right now, anyways. But yeah, mainly like you're really just seeing Incineroar as like the main one in Mimikyu, like you said. So yeah, giving a little boost, love to Gen 7, giving it a Mega Toucan. I think honestly Mega Toucan is probably one of the more fan favorites. It's personally my favorite Pokemon out of Gen 7 because it's a
it's
fucking
such a
toucan.
cool Pokemon, man. I just wish it
It's
was
a cool
faster.
ass.
It's
I
like
know. That's all I needed.
it's not slow enough for Trick Room, but not fast enough to do
No.
anything at all.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it
great
needs
mon though. I like it,
the
Jake.
HP boost. Lukey Boy on his second pick. Here we go. Mega Kingdra. Holy moly!
Yeah. Yes, sir. Mega Kingdra. Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, all right, what like dragon like type esque Pokemon deserves some love? And I feel like, I was like kind of like weighing. I was like, maybe I could do Komodo. Could have done Haxorus, Druddigan, something like that. But I feel like Kingdra doesn't get a whole lot of love, and it's not really used that much. So the whole purpose behind Mega Kingdra is really just to make it fucking a usable unit. So, Mega Evolves, it gets the ability Drizzle, which I feel like is a fun move. It's broken. Don't get me wrong, it's broken, but Megas are supposed to be broken, in my opinion. They're
Yeah,
supposed to be broken. Um, because I think one thing it does, you can put it in its own range setter. It's gonna boost its natural water abilities. And yeah, it just gave it a fuck ton of stat boost. I mean, yeah, Max gave it boost its attack by 10 HP, special attack by another 30. And then yeah, went all out on the fucking speed because this thing is gonna take lives. It's got to move first. It's just
I
gonna
like the
move
fact
first
that because
because
it usually you run it Swift Swim, and then have
yeah,
it speed double in the rain. So it's really nice
mhm,
that you gave it the rain, and then
yeah,
effectively just doubled its speed. So it
yeah, exactly.
becomes, like you said, like one. Usually you need like a Politoed or a Pelipper next to it. That
Yeah.
removes the redundancy and it becomes its own thing. Like it can do it
Mhm.
all together. And I would not like to be sat in front of this thing
No.
clicking muddy water. I'm not
No,
gonna.
exactly. No, you're not. It's like it really is. It's just it's its own like I kind of look at it as like it's almost like a mini like primal Kyogre in the sense that it sets the rain. It can take a lot of damage. Water dragons are a really cool type. It doesn't have that many natural weaknesses. It's definitely one of those ones where I could definitely see it in like the VGC community being a good piece that's not just a gimmick because it does something. Like it's not,
Yeah,
oh, it's just super strong. It has a really good ability that you can use to set up a rain team or whatnot. You don't have to waste a space on Politoed if you've got a Mega Kingdra that you can send your Kingdra out, Mega Evolve it. It's going to attack first, anyways. And I went through some couple builds. At one build, I didn't really have it super fast. Kind of maxed out its attack a little bit more, so it could maybe do some big aqua jet and the rain damage as well to take things out. But I felt like this would just be a good overall team piece. If you're building a team and you could use one mega and you didn't want to use maybe some of the more popular picks like a mega Zard or a mega Rayquaza or whatever, when they decide to break the doors open and let all these megas come in, I think Mega Kingdra would be a cool addition, and I think it deserves because I don't think Kingdra gets a lot of love. I honestly can't remember a time
I love it.
other than draft league that I've seen a Kingdra being used.
I think Wolfie did he win with one
I
recently?
can't
I think he
remember.
did.
I
I
can't
think he did. I
remember.
think it was part of his parish team that won
Okay,
one of the
maybe it
regionals.
was.
But
Okay,
I mean, it wasn't the star of the show. Like the star of the show
yeah,
was the whole parish core. This just came in and
yeah,
just dropped Muddy Waters, because
mhm,
that's what it does.
yes,
I am. I'd love a Mega Kingdra, and I think you don't really need
yeah,
to push the design too much more.
yeah.
It's
No,
already a super
it's a good
cool
slow
design. Make
design.
it a little bit bigger. Maybe like give it like a fin at the back. Like what's that dinosaur
Mhm.
called where it has like the sail? Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't think of the name of it, but I know what you're talking. I thought maybe give it maybe more of like making it look more like a coral reef kind of thing going on a little bit.
yeah,
Because that's how I kind of envision it, and just maybe making its wings a little bit longer, making it look a little bit more dragon typey. I think would be kind of cool. But yeah, that's how I envisioned it. I looked at some fan art on there, and that's what a lot of people did. They just kind of spread its wings out and made it take more of a like a
yeah. The design's
draconic like
already there.
look.
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
really cool.
that's a cool design. You don't need to do
Uh,
much to it.
right, my second one. This one's
Mm.
this one's good. I like this one.
Okay.
It's Mega Rotom. Okay, so this one takes
What?
some explaining, and I've
Okay,
taken
explain away.
a bit of inspiration. So Rotom could be many different forms, but you
Okay.
usually have to expose it to the appliance, right? So
Mhm.
I had a ROM hack that I made called Ethereal Emerald, and I
Okay.
basically like made cast form a mythical because it could change in the
Okay.
weather. So I thought,
Mhm.
why not let's do this with Rotom? So
Okay.
on its Mega Evolution, it gets the ability Forecast, which allows it to
Okay.
change its form during this like sun, whatever, rain, hail, sand. Um, so
Yeah.
effectively, you'll get like Mega Rotom Wash in the rain. You'll get Mega Rotom Heat in the sun. You'll get Mega
Okay.
Rotom. Well, we don't have ground, but it would, or rock in the sand,
Yeah.
and then you would get Mega Rotom Frost in the hail. And I thought that would be
Okay.
like a really cool thing to like play around. You could give it just like it doesn't need to have like signature moves. It would just get Weather Ball because then you
Yeah.
can just take advantage of whatever weather you're in.
Mhm.
But effectively, you're getting an electric and a multi type all together.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what? Give Rotom some love because Rotom is like
Yeah.
the OG in Gen 5. Everyone was running Rotom Wash because there was no grass types around.
Yeah. It's
um,
true.
in terms of its stats, I give it a little bit of a bump in defense and SPDEF. I give it a bit of speed, a lot of special attack, and a lot of HP. But it
Yeah.
still comes under 600 base stat total, which
Yeah.
I don't think is OP in the slightest. Like all your
No, it
pseudos are coming
definitely
in at
is.
600. So I think a
Yeah.
580 is it's just got a very good stat spread. That's all it
Yeah.
is. Um, and then obviously
Yeah.
taking
Just get.
advantage of Weather Ball, and you could do Volt Switches, Will-O-Wisps, Hex. You could run it defensive, like you. Especially, it's got a similar stat spread to like Volcarona, so like
Yeah.
you don't have to invest in the special attack, but you could throw out Will-O-Wisps and do some
Hmm.
supporting moves. And I just love Rotom.
Yeah, no, Rotom's a cool Pokemon. I was like, yeah, I was thinking because when I first saw, it, I was like, all right, how are you gonna like keep the Rotom, keep what Rotom is in this Mega Evolution? And yeah, the way you use it, you're gonna make it like forecast, so it can have those forms depending on the weather. I think that's really, really dope. Yeah, the first thing that I noticed when I saw it was the HP stat jump. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
damn, boy, he's thick. That's
He
a thick ass Rotom. But no, that's really, really cool. I really like the idea of it. I think it fits really well with like the way you describe it fits really well, like with keeping Rotom at its core, what it does. I love the idea of having forecast work in the sand, so it has like a ground type one, which is kind of really cool. I don't think there's not two. I don't. Are there any electric ground types besides Stunfisk? I don't
I
think
don't think so,
so.
no.
Um, yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's actually probably going to be the maybe one of the more broken ones forms that it can take. But yeah, no, I really like what you did there with it. Definitely. Yeah, and you also need to give it a super overpowered ability. So like definitely the bump in this base stat total is just putting it on par with other Pokemon, which I think really fits really well. And it's a cool dynamic and gimmick that I think it would be a lot of fun for people. So
Yeah.
two thumbs up.
Yes. I enjoy that one. Right, Lukey Boy at number 3.
Hmm.
Mega Golurk. God
Yes,
damn.
sir.
God
Yes,
damn.
sir. Yes, sir. Mega Golurk,
I
man. I,
fully agree with
I
this.
love I love Golurk, dude. I think Golurk is such a cool, underutilized Pokemon that deserves so much more love, man. I love the design of Golurk. I think it's such a cool design. And while I'm not the biggest fan of Generation 5's Pokemon, Golurk was definitely one of the standout ones for me. I thought it was such a cool, gave me like that Iron Giant vibe, and it's almost kind of what I went there. I almost took away the ground type and made it steel type to like kind of mimic the Iron Giant side of things. But I decided to keep the core. Most of the time, most megas in my mind don't really change their typings unless it's a single type getting an additional type. They don't typically change like the secondary typing of a mega. So that's why I didn't really touch it. Definitely changed the ability. I gave it a broken fucking ability. I gave it bulletproof. Bulletproof is the perfect ability for Mega Golurk. It just really is. It really just negates like while its special attack, special defense isn't great, it negates a lot of that. Its weaknesses, so it's still very very usable. Went all out on attack. This thing is just
Yep.
fucking. It's once base 174. Like it's just like it's killing anything that moves. You know, Shadow. I almost gave it Iron Fist because I was like, you know what? I think it'd be kind of cool. It's like, you know what? Let's go balls to the wall with this one. Let's make it fun. So yeah, I was like, yeah, let's just make this thing broken as hell. So yeah, I gave it a big boost in attack, big boost in defense, so it can handle some more. Gave it a little boost in special attack, just because if someone wants to use maybe like a special type move, it's not completely against it whatsoever. Maybe they throw people off and make it special versus physical because honestly doesn't need that many EVs and needs to be adamant natured with a base 174 attack.
Yeah.
So you really don't need the boost. So you could kind of maybe want to trick people and run it special. Lowered its speed a lot. Like in my mind, Mega Golurk is just a fucking just a tower, man. It's just a
Yep.
tower. It's big. And literally like take the Iron Giant and just make it super big. Basically make it like a Megazord in Power Rangers, but keep the same color scheme going on. And I think you got a winner right there, man. That thing is crazy good. I was thinking Mega Golurk is like, let's just make this thing super cool because I just love Golurk, man, and it's such a very
Honestly,
well
I can
loved
see it maybe
Pokemon.
coming.
Okay,
Maybe. Like it's not out of the realm.
yeah,
And it's like because we're in Kalos, like it's definitely viable. It's in the
it
Pokédex.
fits.
Um,
Yeah,
I think especially because we've got like these like tall buildings and it's modernization and
yeah,
they'll have some sort of history and lore to that. The fact that if we had
yeah,
like a Titan Golurk just
yeah,
sitting there that was originally in Kalos, I think that would be it'd be really cool. And I tell you what, I
yeah.
wouldn't want to play
I didn't
against
even
this.
think about it.
I like.
No,
I would not want to play against this.
I
I
don't
could
think
just see something clicking Trick Room, and then it's like, oh right, okay.
exactly. It just works in Trick Room. That's really what it is. It's a Trick Room. Like you set this thing up in Trick Room, you just put your controller down and forfeit the
Base
battle
80
because
Spadef. It's just that all I
yeah,
see when that is when you have something like that low Spadef. It's like, oh, just smack an assault vest on it, and it's there.
mhm.
And now
Yeah,
it's just
smacking it.
there forever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
doesn't need it. Doesn't need the
oh,
boost. But yeah, no, I like it. I didn't honestly even think about the lore side of things. I like when I made these megas, I just picked megas that I wanna see or Pokemon that I want to see. But the way you describe the lore is like, yeah, actually, I could really see that. Going, and I think one thing I think that Legend C is going to do a really good job at is that it's going to give megas to Pokemon that fit the lore as well. But I think we're going to get a lot of love from the newer generations for megas
yep,
because Gen 1, Gen 3 got all the megas they need in my opinion. So it's time to show love to like your Gen 4s, your Gen 5s, that Gen 6 obviously, and maybe some love to Gen 7. I don't think Gen 8 or Gen 9 get any megas, but I'd be down for whatever.
yeah. I mean, it depends on the
You probably
timeline, right? Because I could maybe see Gen
yeah.
8 because Gen 8
Yeah.
they set the lore up as the fact that it was like way back when with like King Arthur
Yeah.
vibes.
Mhm.
So maybe we could see something along the lines of like a Galarian Wheezing um,
Yeah.
getting a mega. I haven't put that in my list unless you have. Um,
Nope.
but so I could maybe see that coming. But yeah, like
Yeah.
Gen 9, I think is completely off the cards unless they bring back Paradox for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then, but then I can't really see Mega Brute Bonnet. It's a bit of a
No.
big name.
Yeah, it's a big mega brute bonnet. We got the mega brute bonnet's mega evolving into mega brute bonnet. It's just got like an extra instead of like having its normal like shield things, it's got like a what's it called? What are those things called? I can't remember the food item. A shish kebab of mushrooms.
A little shank, little,
Yeah.
little angry mushroom.
Someone get on that. Someone get
Oh
on
god, can you imagine the fan art of that? Just like,
that.
okay, for my number 3, it's a fan favorite. It's a Mega Crobat.
Holy cow.
uh,
Poison puppeteer. What the fuck? All right.
so, Mega Crobat.
That's. I just died seeing the speed stat. What the fuck?
So Crobat is used on pretty much one thing and one thing only. It usually runs inner focus, so you can't fake it out. It's super fast. It then uses Tailwind and Super Fang. That's literally, or
Mhm.
maybe a bit of Toxic if you want,
Okay.
and then Brave Bird if you just need a bit of damage. Effectively, this thing is just making you go first, and then taking something down to half HP, and then usually at that point, any Pokemon could like kill from
Mhm.
half. Um, so I tried to go with that type of element and not take away from what Crobat's core function is. So Mega Crobat does have a type change this time round. He goes from
Okay.
Poison Flying to Poison Ghost. Um, the reason I did that is because usually when you run Inner Focus, you want to avoid Fake Out. And how do you avoid Fake Out? You run Ghost type. So
Okay.
that was my reasoning behind that. Poison Puppeteer is the ability of Pecharunt. And effectively, what this does
Okay.
is it gives you a chance to poison and confuse with all um, contact moves, I believe. um, so it becomes like this really annoying stally mon. I gave it 195 base stat speed because it's meant to be fast, but I didn't want to outspeed a Deoxys because I feel like Deoxys has a crown that I didn't want to dethrone. And then I effectively kept all the stats the same, but just gave it 140 base attack stat.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
effectively,
No,
this
that's
mon doesn't really, because it didn't really function as an attacker.
yeah.
It usually functions as a fat supporter. So I thought, you know what?
Mhm.
Let's make that brave bird have a chance to poison and confuse. Uh,
Oh my god.
and
Oh
I love
man.
Crobat. Everyone knows from
Yeah.
my Gen 1, well, not
Yeah.
Gen 1, my Season 1
Season one.
draft league.
Wayne.
This thing carried me to the end, and I made big use of it, and it became one of my
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon. And I could, if I didn't give it a Mega, and it doesn't, I feel
Yeah.
like it could get a Mega though,
It
just not
could.
on
It
this
could.
style. Like they're not going
Yeah,
this hard.
definitely. No, they're not gonna go this crazy with it. They're not gonna give it base 195 speed. But no, I get it. I mean, I like you said, why not throw out a fat bat? You know. But yeah, no, Mega Crobat, man, that's cool, man. I like the idea behind it. I definitely would not even thought to like add the poison puppeteer type of thing or change its typing. You just effectively just made Crobat just more offensively viable and just crazy in general. Like it's like a thing where you see that thing pop up on the screen, you're just like, oh shit. Like
Yeah.
all I know is I'm getting hit. All I know is I'm getting hit and I'm probably getting poisoned and confused
Yep.
at some point. And so, again, the only way you counter that is by attacking it because it's not surviving too many hits. It's like a one
Yep.
shot. Like you said, so you basically come in there, you either one shot, and if you don't one shot, you're hoping for the poison confusion thing to just throw off the game. But yeah, I think it's a cool way to use Crobat. It's kind of like almost like a like a like a suicide like dive Pokemon. Like it's just like a
Yeah,
last
it's a
resort. Like
glass cannon.
as
Yeah.
it's going to kill or it's dying. But hey, if it's going to kill, we are making sure we are leaving away something to remember us by. So if you want to resist it, you're getting poisoned or you're getting confused, and that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of design wise, I'd probably give it like you see its little legs underneath. I would make
Yeah.
those proper wings, so it's got 6 wings, so it
Mhm.
kind of looks like a Duskmane
Yep.
Necrozma.
Okay.
And then obviously I feel like its mouth doesn't fit. Like it's like just an
Yeah.
upside down smile. So I'll give it
Mhm.
fangs. Like I'll give it like saber tooth fangs.
Okay.
And then kind of just leave it as is. Maybe make it like a deeper purple, like a proper like deep
Okay.
dark purple, so you know that
Okay.
this thing is coming and it's evil and it's going to poison you.
It's evil. It's evil. The key takeaway: it's evil.
um, but yeah, I don't think this one was too overpowered because at a point speed
No.
becomes irrelevant.
Yes,
And
it
I
does.
think
It
like
does.
once you hit like the 145, which is
Mhm.
around where Dragapult is, like
Yeah.
speed just becomes irrelevant. So you can
Yeah.
what it does let you do is allow you to put your EVs somewhere else where it might make a
Mhm.
difference.
Oh yeah, you don't need to make this thing speed invested nature or invest anything in speed at that point. I think like the one thing you got to look into when you're doing megas is just counteracting other megas, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm not sure what other megas are on. There's no other mega Pokemon on this tier of speed, but like yeah, you got to be that would be the only thing where like when I was creating like my Pokemon thing of speed stats, I'm like all right, what other megas are out there? Is there anything breaking the sound barrier? Like, what if someone else makes another mega and it's super fast? Like, God forbid we get a mega Dragapult, that thing is going to get base speed 200 or something like
easy,
that. But
easy.
you know what I mean? But like, I think that's the only time where you either have to consider speed. But yeah, like you said, like it's irrelevant. Like you do not need to invest speed into this Pokemon whatsoever. Like you can honestly probably use a negative speed nature because it's still faster
Yeah, and it probably
than
dies to a
everything
sucker
else.
punch anyway. Let's be honest, or a
Yeah,
bullet punch from a Mega Metagross. So,
yeah, for sure, for sure. It's not pretty quick.
uh, okay, Luke, number 4.
All right, I
What did you
forgot what I
go
did.
for?
Oh yeah,
Golisopod. Oh my god, Luke picking a
yes.
Gen 7 mod? No
I
way.
so I was looking at mods to do. I was like, all right, I got like, even though I hate like Sun and Moon, like there are some Pokemon in Sun and Moon that I do like, and I think I love Golisopod's design as a Pokemon, but I hate how it is just a giant pussy. In the nicest way possible with its abilities. Like it really is. It's just not a good Pokemon to use because of emergency exit. It really just isn't. Because it's either getting one shotted or it's just leaving the field. And I'm like, you know what? No, Mega Golisopod is not scared. It's not a scared mon. It's getting intimidated because that thing is intimidating as fuck, in my opinion. Just looking at it, it's just intimidating as fuck, and its stats reflect that. You know, we its attack is base 150, its defense is base 150, so it's surviving hits. Its special defense is base 158. Like it's not. It's a tank. It's standing there to sit there and take punishment and hurt you. Like it said, I am tired of being. It said, I am tired of being a scared boy, and now I went to therapy and I can take it. Like that's what I got from this.
That is
So
insane.
I made it balls to the wall. Like fuck you, fuck me. We are killing, and you are scared, and we are taking names and putting them in bags. Like this is a Pokemon that reflects Guzma. Like I feel like this is
Yeah.
just a Pokemon that just reflects Guzma so well. Like a Mega Golisopod just like reflects Guzma because like even in his arc where he goes from like okay this being this disgraced guy who was upset that he lost and now he overcame that. I think that it just fits like the vibe of Guzma a lot. So there's like a little
Yeah.
bit of like a story lore behind why that is going on because it's just like it's his signature Pokemon because Guzma would run away when things got tough, just like Golisopod. When things got tough, Golisopod would get the heck out of there. Mega Golisopod, this new version of Guzma, Mega Evolve, it's no longer there. I'm this big bag bug I'm supposed to be, and you are not scaring me.
I
And
never thought
that's what
of
it
Mega
is.
Golisopod, and it's
It's so
now
cool.
I want it. Now I really
Yeah.
want it. This is
Yeah,
like
all it is just you're giving it more armor, more you're just making it more intimidating in general. Keeping the bug water typing, I think it's a really, really good, cool typing. In general, it's got a good move spread. And yeah, it's what it is. It's literally like it's supposed to be that big scary Pokemon now that's not scared anymore. It's just not scared and it's taking lives, and I freaking love it, man. It's a tank and it's taking lives.
I
You're
mean,
not using water gun on it. If you're not using
no.
water gun, this thing doesn't use water gun. This thing is using any
Liquidation.
physical liquidation. Dead. Dead.
I mean, taking aquajets from this thing is going to be
Not
brutal.
fun either. Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. I do like emergency exit, but it's very much like singles driven, and obviously the main format is not singles, so Golisopod will never
Yeah.
get really any traction. Having it
Mhm.
have first impression as well, again, is a bit easy to play around in terms of doubles because pretty much
Yeah.
90% of the mons are running protect.
Mhm.
But in singles, you don't. So giving it like this valid ability, and the fact that you could just leave it in there and have an emergency exit, but then bring it back in, and then
Mhm.
usually, even if you're like below half, if you mega evolve this thing and then you drop an intimidate, you're
Mhm.
probably living. Like, no,
Yeah.
you are living. Um,
Mhm.
and I think, like you said, design-wise, you could take some elements from Guzma as well, like his outfit, you know, you could make it a bit more black and blue.
Mhm.
You could give it, like, bigger eyes. I mean, look at the bug itself. It's literally an armor cannon. So
Yeah.
it almost verges on Digimon in my
Yeah.
eyes. So why not just give it a gun?
Make it a proper thug.
Just make it like, you know, like a Mega Blastoise so it gets a big cannon on the top. Just give it, like, I want Golisopod, but Magmortar.
I just want this thing to have a gun.
Oh no, really good pick, Luke. Really good pick. I
Thank
really
you.
like that
Thank
one. I
you.
think that's probably the best one yet. Um,
Let's go. Get on the Game Freak.
get on it, yeah. Hire Luke. Okay, for my number 4 pick,
Okay.
I can't remember what I went with. Oh,
Oh,
of course.
oh, good Lord, have mercy, prankster. Oh boy, walk me
So,
through it.
um, this is one of my
like,
favorite Pokemon. Um,
like, I like how you took one stat away from HP.
it's
I don't
because
know.
It's
It's funny
because
to
it's
me.
got an odd right. So it's Honchkrow for the listeners. So Honchkrow doesn't really have like a niche. Murkrow, its previous like evolution or pre-evo, um, it functions as a supporter and a very,
Yeah.
very, very good supporter at that. It gets Prankster Tailwind, gets Prankster Taunt, all of the really nice moves that you want. And I feel like Honchkrow kind of got shafted and it didn't keep Prankster. So that's my justification for giving Mega Honchkrow Prankster, because it's basically taking it from its pre-evo. Um, then for stat spread, um, my OCD kicked in. So if I would have kept its HP at 100, it was a
Would
base
have been
total of
601.
601. So I took one out, and the reason why that is because it's got 71 speed. So I wanted to just give it
Okay.
like a usual speed boost.
Okay.
So for boosts, it doesn't really have much. It's only got a 95 base stat boost, which is a
Yeah.
pretty weak for Mega, but given that it's got the prankster ability now, it can set its own tailwind. It's chunky enough to live. It definitely is. I give it some well-needed defense boosts from 52 to 80 across the board.
Yes.
Um, its special attack got a 10 base boost, and its attack got a 10 base boost as well. And then I give it 20 more in speed because 91 is a perfect speed in tailwind because it
Yes.
can pretty much outspeed everything, and you'll be surprised. It's like when I first started playing Mimikyu. Mimikyu has a really fun speed tap of 96 because it outspeeds. You will be surprised how many mons are 95, and you'll also be surprised how many mons and just base 90 speed. So having base 91 makes it a really awkward speed tier to prep for. But also when you get it into Tailwind, it will pretty much outspeed everything, and it'll just by a fraction. It'll be like 1 or 2 points, and you'll be like, yes, I can finally outspeed. Um, but I think like it's always needed a mega because I think Honchkrow belongs. I'm wearing the Team Rocket shirt.
Yeah.
It belongs to the big bad guys, the
Yeah.
Giovannis,
Hmm.
the like all of the Cyrus. Just they all deserve this mon because it looks big and bad. It is like the mafia type Pokemon, and I feel
Yeah.
like design wise, it doesn't really need a better design. It could probably maybe go a bit like Salamence, where it loses its legs, and becomes like a bigger bird, I guess. I seem like like
I'll
Mega
just
Pidgeot just became like a bigger Pidgeot. I feel like this
yeah.
would be a similar
I'll just
design.
I would just give it a bigger hat and make it taller and make its little like tough, like little white tuft go down a little bit longer.
Yeah, give
Make
it
it
like
seem a
almost
little
like
bit
an
more
executive
wiser.
beard.
Yeah,
Um,
like a sage beard or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but this one is just like a pure fan pick, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
make it completely broken because my last one is. Uh,
Okay, so is mine. So is mine. I went when you so Jake told me that he made his last one absolutely broken. So I took one that I had already made and then I just said, screw it, I'm gonna make it broken because I love this Pokemon anyways. But yeah, Mega Honchkrow, before we move on, super cool, prankster, really dope. We got you love your prankster moms. I think the only like Mega Sableye, I think all no Mega Sableye doesn't have prankster,
Mega
does it?
Sableye
Does it?
loses
I
it,
can't.
yeah. Mega
Yeah, yeah,
Banette
yeah.
gets Prankster.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, so it's a cool ability that's really rare, and I think yeah, it just makes Hanskro more viable and more fun. Even if it's not being used doubles, you can use it in a single player playthrough, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so this is when I see like Mega Hanskro, like it definitely could be like let's say the big bad's ace in any game like that has Mega Evolution. It just fits it really well. So great job, Jake.
Thank you. Time
All right,
for the
broken,
broken boys.
crazy. Hit him.
What have you got, Luke? Mega
God.
Zatu?
So Megazatu. So originally this thing was just gonna be a nice normal mega. And then Jake said he made his last broken, so I said, all right, take the kid gloves off on this one. The reason why I love Zatu is because I love the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games a lot. Zatu's like a very figurative part. Like he's very like he's an all encompassing. He sees the future. Like that's his whole gimmick. Like he's like an ancient Aztec bird. He sees the future. Super really cool. Pokemon lore wise, design wise, and I said, you know what? He's Megazatu. He is basically, in my mind, now he is Arceus's like Arceus is God, Zatu's Jesus. Like he's just the second coming, like in the sense of like he's just like the second. He's basically like Arceus' vessel on Earth. Like everything that happens around the world, like he's relaying it to Arceus. That's like how I imagine like this overpowered version of Mega Zatu. It gets the ability Psychic Surge because why the hell not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why the hell not at this point? Yeah, and then we just basically went balls to the walls on all the stats besides HP and attack. Its defense is 110. So any type you want to maybe use a sucker punch or any physical type move, it's not doing shit. Special attack 170. Again, not said psychic surge, psychics, just death. Special defense, nothing's touching it. And yeah, just making it faster. So it works in it's already faster, it doesn't need tailwind, but should it be in tailwind, God forbid. Well, actually, Tailwind I don't know. Can Tailwind be set up in a Psychic Surge situation?
It can.
I don't remember.
Unfortunately for this mod, it's flying, so it doesn't touch the terrain.
Oh my gosh! An oversight. No.
I mean, what could you give it? Like so if it's becoming God, like below God.
Yeah.
Like Psychic Normal's kind of cool. Like, indeed, he kind of slaps.
Yeah, indeed. I'd almost say just keep its magic bounce. Like just keep it with magic bounce. Like it doesn't. You trying to nerf it a little bit. Like just too bad.
I mean, you don't need it. You don't need your boosted psychics with 170 special attack star. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know, right? I just want.
I can flick it back to magic bounce.
Yeah, flip it to magic bounce.
There you go.
Yeah. Luke. Oh, this is one thing about Luke and Pokemon. I forget like the little things in life. Like I would always forget like not hitting a specific move because it wouldn't work. Like I would put Assault Vest and still be putting Protect on Pokemon. It's just a little oversight that be happening sometimes. It's just a little, just a little extra thing. But yeah, no, just Mega Zatu in general is just. I think Zatu is one of those overlooked Pokemon that definitely it's like one of those 2 stages that definitely needs a lot going for it. In general, and then Jake said he had made his last one crazy, so I was like, all right, fine. I was like, I love Mega Zatu, so let's just make it. Like I said,
I love the fact that you picked Zatu. I was not expecting that at all. Design wise, I think this could become the totem pole that it really wanted to be.
It literally is. It literally
Make it
is.
It's what it is. Like
it's literally the Aztec
Raging Bolt.
Yeah, almost like Raging Bolt, but like the way I looked at it is like it's just like that Aztec like thing of their flying machine. Would just make that bigger. Just make it big. Yeah. Basically, make it look like the outline of the flying machine. And it's just and give it a crown and make it look like Arceus. I don't know. Just something cool, man. It'd be a lot of fun for it. It's like when I heard craziness, I'm like, all right, we're gonna make it the second coming, man. That's what it is.
Okay, so mine is like way worse than this. Like not worse. I mean, like Lord. It's off the chart compared to.
Oh god. All right. Let's see.
So this is another one of my fan favorites. And something that I thought, you know what, like it's got to get a mega at some point. It's going to. It's Mega Entei.
Okay.
So effectively, what I've made Entei here is I've just realized I've just made Primal Groudon.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
So initially, like Entei's just Fire type. It's the Volcano Pokemon. You usually run it in a focus, so you can't get Intimidate dropped, and you can't get flinched, and then you basically just spam Extreme Speed throughout the rest of the game, and then dropping Sacred Fires with 50% chance of burn. Because it's the Volcano Pokemon, similar to Groudon. It's a the god of the land. It's going Fire Ground type. Obviously, that gives you a quad weakness to water, but it's a Volcano Pokemon, so I give it Desolate Land, which completely nullifies all water type moves. It makes them evaporate. In terms of stat spread, I didn't really need to buff it, but I did anyway. So I give it 20 in its HP from 115 to 135. Its attack stat got 50 from 115 to 165. Its defense went up from 85 to 105. Special attack stat stayed the same. Special defense went up by 20 to 95, and then I gave it just an extra 10 in speed, just because there's some there's a cheeky Salamence or something that comes in at base 100 speed. I'm not having it.
Okay. Fair.
Catch this Stone Edge.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. That's crazy, man. Like, that's funny because that's really funny. Yeah, Mega Entei is super sick. Yeah, basically making it basically Primal Groudon is amazing. Yeah, it'd be really cool, man. What would it look like design wise? What are you envisioning
I
for it?
think like it kind of has to have like so it's obviously got like saber fangs and then like the red mane. I think the red mane
Yeah.
kind of has to come into like some smoke,
Okay.
like it's on fire.
Okay.
And then obviously it's like tuft or its cape that is like really
Hmm.
wispy that looks like smoke. I think that becomes like blue flames. It almost like a
Okay.
chandelier type. Um,
Okay.
and then it just obviously
That's
gets
cool.
bigger on its hind legs. I think maybe having not like still quadrupedal, but like its sprite being
Yeah.
on its hind legs would be kind of cool. Um, and then taking like a bit of inspiration from gouging fire with like its horns being a bit more
Yeah.
courteous and rolling
Yeah.
down. And it loses its kind of wings. Like I don't think those
Okay.
wings fit. But yeah, it basically becomes Mega Groudon. Well,
Okay.
Primal Groudon. Uh,
All right.
but with
That's
access to
sick.
priority and
Yeah.
Sacred
Yeah.
Fire. Because let's be honest,
Yes.
Sacred Fire is insane. Like
Yes.
50% chance
It
to
is crazy.
burn is insane.
It's
Uh,
broken. Very broken.
so we have
All
a couple of
right.
bonus picks. So I said to Luke, I was like, go wild on the bonus. Like this doesn't
Oh,
have
I
to be
did.
realistic. It doesn't have to be
Oh,
like
I
it's
did.
just whatever
Oh,
you
I
want.
did.
Um, so I'm ready for Luke's bonus pick.
You're gonna like it.
It's Mega Raikou!
Yeah, when I saw Mega Entei, I was like, "Yo, that's crazy that the next one's gonna be Raikou." Yeah,
That's
Mega
insane.
Raikou. Yeah, it's my second favorite Pokemon. I almost was cheeky, it's like, you know what, we're getting a Mega Charizard Z boys, but no, because Nintendo's gonna do that, so it's not gonna be crazy. But yeah, no, Mega Raikou, definitely, yeah, yeah. I couldn't think of a good secondary ability, so I said, you know, let's just make. I didn't want any quad weakness. I said we're just gonna make it pure electric.
Yep.
Gave it a broken ability like Electric Surge, just so it's overpowered as all heck already. Definitely went above the base stat. Gave it 750 because why not? Make it like it's better than it's finally getting the love it deserves. It's getting the respect. You know, Suicune got its own movie. Entei got its own movie. Everyone typically likes those two more than Raikou. So Raikou said, "Screw that. I'm getting the love today. I'm getting all the stat boosts." But yeah, we just we knocked its HP up by 10, gave a little 5 boost to its attack, raised its defense to 115, so it's not getting knocked out by those pesky ground type moves. Special attack 180. Why not? You know, it's just taking lives, especially with that surge boost. Special defense not really being touched, and we're just make it fast as fuck. Like
Yep.
it's just like it's just outspeeding everything. You're not taking it. If he doesn't like a situation, it's going volt switching right out of there. That volt switch might take you out. Who knows? But he's not sticking around to see it. And yeah, it's just a balls to wall crazy. You know, like why not? You know, Raikou is my favorite Pokemon. I mean, there in no way, shape, or form is it ever going to get a Mega. I just got a Paradox form, so it's
Yeah.
not really ever going to get
It's
a
a
Mega.
shame.
But it's cool, man. I was like, I just imagine it just being a bulky saber-tooth tiger that's super fast, like that. The card art of it running and the new this last like card art it came like that's what I expect. Just running super fast, taking names and just electrifying everything. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It is just a fun like I love Mega Raikou. I love Raikou in general. So
What is a
if I had
Maridon
to,
to this?
it's non-existent. It's better in every way. I'm riding on you through Paldea, Raikou. I
Oh,
got
imagine that riding on a Mega
you. Yeah.
Raikou. Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Arr!
Oh, I wish I could pull up the clip of that. Oh,
Oh my god.
that would be fun. No, like, and I think you don't really have to do much to the design, really. Again, just make it
No.
the saber-tooth tiger that it always was.
Yeah,
Bit
exactly. Give
bigger,
it some more electric
bulkier.
bolts. Yeah. Hmm.
Follow like like almost like in a Zeraora path, where
Yeah.
like it's got very sleek a sleek coat at the moment, make it more
Yeah.
fuzzy, staticky type.
Yeah.
Give it some proper claws. I think for the
Mhm.
tail as well, you could maybe go like down the circuitry route of like spreading
Yeah.
out into like free with like lightning bolts coming out the side.
Yeah.
It's you could do all sorts with this. Mega Raikou would be, oh, I would
Crazy.
pay good money to see the trio, the Johto trio, get megas, but like you said, they got
Yeah,
Paradox, so one
yeah.
gen too early. God damn it. Um,
Freaking Pokemon.
so moving on to my bonus pick.
Oh gosh.
I think everyone that knows me knows what it will be. Um,
I
it's
knew it.
Mega
I knew
Hydreigon.
it. I knew it. Oh my gosh, you gave it filter.
um, So one problem with Hydreigon at the moment is it's quad weakness to fairy. So why not just make it like a times 3? So it could definitely take some stuff. And then I basically made this better than a mythical. It got a 770 based stat total. Uh, its HP goes from 92 to 135. Its attack stays the same. Its defense and special defense go from 90 to 100. Its special attack goes from 125 to 180. And its speed goes from 98 to 150. Uh, rounding out a lovely total of 770 base stat. And effectively, this thing is just like the Harbinger. It comes out, and you
Yeah,
send it out, it mega evolves, it grows another 2 heads. It becomes like the 5-headed dragon of death, and just basically Draco Meteors. I could, in theory, like I could have given it contrary, and then
yeah,
Draco Meteor would have just killed everything. Because after a Draco Meteor,
yeah,
this getting a +2, I think Snarl would actually kill everything. But I felt I like
yeah,
maybe Hydreigon just needs a little bit more defense. Um,
yeah,
and it's my favorite Pokemon. But look at the design.
yeah.
Like
It's
I
just
feel
got
like
6 heads.
there's a theme going through all of my megas. Like we had a poison type, we had a dark type. Like they're all purple and black,
They all fit. They all
and they
fit.
all fit. And it's just I'm just drawn to that design. And then I just had
Yeah.
to, because it's a bonus round and there was no limits. I was like, you know what, Mega
Go.
Hydreigon is just the one. We won't get
Yeah.
it unfortunately because he got a Paradox. Saying that though, T-Tar has got
Yeah.
a Mega and a Paradox,
Yeah.
so
I'm
it's
not. I
not off the
wouldn't be.
cards.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do give it a. Yeah. Well, it did get a paradox. So did a lot of Pokemon. I feel like they will give. I honestly do think that we'll get a Mega Hydreigon because it's just a layup, man. You're just gonna give it 6 heads. You're gonna make it like, and it fits like the cat like the like the ancient like history of Kalos. I feel like slaying the knight, slaying the dragon. Like this is the dragon. You know what I mean? It's like this 6 headed
The whole
like
backstory of
dragon
Kalos
was
is
a
like there's a
Hydra.
war, right?
Yeah, it's a war between them and Unova. So
Yeah,
like this is
I mean
like this
I
is the
mean it'll be on
Hydra.
the opposite side, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to face down this. I'm not
No,
gonna
you
lie,
wouldn't. No.
because it is
No, you
the
wouldn't.
devastation Pokemon, so it
Yeah.
would make sense.
It's dude, I'm like thinking about the Pokedex history, and it's just Pokedex and how they're all like in pain. Like when Mega Hydreigon evolves, the trainer just dies. Like it kills its trainer. Like it doesn't need anyone anymore. It's reached its true form. Move over Garatina. This is the Satan of Pokemon right now.
It's my true set, and Giratina will
There you
never
go.
uncut. But yeah, it doesn't it does it
That's
it'll do
fun.
it'll function exactly the same. It's just got more bulk
Yeah,
and more attack.
yeah, for sure.
And it's just a fan favorite. Well, my
Oh
favorite
yeah.
of all time. So I then, once we were filling out, I said to Luke, "What do you know? What'd be fun is I don't think our partners have got much Pokemon knowledge whatsoever." Um, so I was like, "Let's get our partners to make a Mega." So I'll
Mhm.
throw mine up first. This is what Rachel made.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, she first started on Mega Whale Lord,
Okay.
which eventually became just Primal Kyogre. It had Primordial Sea. Its base stats were off the chart, but she settled upon what I think is a very, very good pick. And we've never had a mythical Mega, but now we have. It's a Mega Marshadow. And effectively, what this thing does is just, it's again glass cannon, just goes out and whacks, just whacks. It functions similar to Hooper and Hooper Unbound.
Yeah.
It's got a similar stat spread where it basically it megas and it becomes just a bit faster, And when I say a bit, it's still 150 base stat. But it
Yeah.
gets balanced in attack and special attack. So you kind of can just
Mhm.
work around it by putting mixed fields in terms of moves. It got an extra 10 base stat in HP, and it kept the defenses the same. The ability it gained from Technician is Scrappy, because that basically lets this thing drop close combats into ghost types. You can effectively click close combat on anything, and you've got
Mhm.
no hope. You're not living. It stays fighting ghost because fighting ghost is probably the most OP type dual typing that there is, and then you've probably got spectral thief as well. Like if you want to set up on this thing, watch spectral thief. It clicks spectral thief, and you've iron defensed. It steals your +2. It steals your +2 defense. You've set up your attack and you've dragon danced. It steals your dragon dance and kills you at the same time. And I
Yeah.
think it could just have it doesn't really need a mega. Basically, the mega form just needs to be its attacking form, just permanent. Like it's I forgot what it's called. It's got a name, but I can't remember the it's 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 like the dark bloom form of Mega
Mhm.
Marshadow that you see when it only attacks. Um,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, and I picked Marshadow in season 3, and it's my favorite mythical, and it's just like, yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Give
That's
it a
sick.
mega.
That's sick.
All right, Luke, your partner.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
what do you think she went for? Like,
Oh yeah.
give me teasers. Like, did she go through the Pokédex and
Yeah. It's funny because no, you said like they don't like they definitely do. They love Pokemon.
oh,
Their favorite Pokemon is Garchomp. So I was like, well, you can't do that one. That one already has a Mega. So they're like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one, and here it is.
okay. So if it's not Garchomp, is it Mega Jack? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's it's a Gen 4. Like that was the first game, so she was like, I got to go for the starter for that region. So yeah, Mega Infernape. Not changing anything too crazy about it. Firefighting, Iron Fist fits it really, really well. And just yeah, we just spread it out. She always said like, oh, she wished to hit harder, was a little bit faster. So that's what we did. We made it hit harder. We made it faster. Nothing too crazy, its whole purpose really is there to mock punch and flare blitz out of any situation. Adamant 164 base flare blitz on any Pokemon is going to take lives. Vice versa with close combat. I'm making a little bit faster, so it's reaching those peaks of those speed tiers already. Definitely moving faster. Yeah, definitely. With Infernape, you just definitely got to keep the same type. We're going to change it up. Firefighting's a great type. It's not as a balance of yes, there's too many firefighting starter Pokemon, but it fits it really well. And yeah, like I honestly can't think of a better ability for Mega Infernape other than just keeping its hidden ability of Iron Fist. I think it just
Yeah,
fits it really, really well. I was teasing the idea of maybe not messing with its speed too much and giving it speed boost, but then it's just a Mega Blaziken, which is like, in my opinion, a little bit more uncreative. But yeah, I think like we sat down and she's like, just frail. It's frail and it doesn't hit as hard. I was like, there we go. And then we worked around that, and that's what we came up with.
it's I tell you now,
Yeah,
I'm playing BDSP. Well, I'm playing Luminescent Platinum. Just a
yeah,
regular Infernape is putting in the work for me. So
yeah,
if I could Mega Evolve that thing, game done. Like,
yeah.
don't need anything else.
Oh yeah,
But that was our compiled list
yes
of
it is.
new megas. Or
Yeah,
a mega wish list, we should call it. What a
mega
big
wish
mega
list,
wish
mega
list.
wish list.
I've really enjoyed that. That was cool as
Yeah,
hell. Uh,
yeah,
I suppose we could touch on for the last like 5 minutes or so
yeah,
um, that we did get Pokemon news in the direct,
yeah. We did.
and we learnt like the sim like not the backstory to ZA, but the battle like mechanics, which is going to
Yeah,
be that we're working up. It perfectly made sense, and no one called it. We're working from Z to A, so you start off in Z tier,
yeah,
and you're going to end up in A tier. Um,
yeah,
and I just wanted to pick your thoughts on that, Luke. I'm like,
yeah,
it's a battle tournament, but we kind of they revealed it in the last trailer,
yeah,
and we were all speculating what that could be, and everyone's like,
mhm,
"Oh my god, it's a battle tower in Paldea." No, it's just
yeah.
the tournament format that goes on at night.
Yeah, no, it's a cool concept. I think it's just like their way. of doing something creative outside of just your typical one-on-one battles, make it more of a free for all, making it more of a challenge type of thing. Because it's what is effectively has done now is now Pokemon has gone from a turn-based game into a real time kind of game where you have to move around the map. I don't know if you caught it, but there was a line when this Pokemon was using water attack and the person used dig to miss the water attack hitting them. I was like, that's the real time kind of strategy aspect of the game coming full force. And I think it's just their way of introducing it and adding on a little bit more of the hey, you're not just going to win this by being over leveled or having better moves. You have to play well. Like there's like one thing like they will attack you from behind. They don't wait for you to make eye contact with them in this,
Yeah,
which I think is really, really cool. And I think it just adds to the cool backdrop of what's going on in Legends EA, where I think we're now just what I'm getting the vibe from Legends EA. So right now is this is just gonna be like no other Pokemon game we've ever experienced. In the sense like I think literally this game is gonna be their way of giving us a modern day esque version of a XD Gale or Pokemon Coliseum type story game without the turn-based strategy. Like it's not like oh they're going back in the past or they're going back to. It's just I feel like just going to be a cool Pokemon RPG story with new Pokemon, new Megas, new game mechanics, and all this trailer really did for me was just sell me on the idea that this is going to be like no other Pokemon game we've ever played, and I'm
yeah.
here for it.
I do like the added layer of like because usually we're just like, oh well, the night cycle changes and you just find new Pokemon. I do
Yeah,
because we all worried about like yes, it's going to be a massive city, but like how do you incorporate like trainers in? Because it seems like when they show the wild areas off and you're just walking past, like in the day, NPCs are just walking around. Um,
yeah,
so I do like the fact that they've revealed what like the battle component is going to be, and I think
hmm
does it doesn't take away from the story because
no,
you can kind of have the story going on in the daytime and you can have your battle tower going in the nighttime, and it kind of pleases um, both sets of fans, which
yeah,
I think, like you said, it's turning out to be a game that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that we've never had before, and
hmm
like I don't think it caught us all off guard, and I am quite
yeah,
happy to have waited a year to then have
yeah.
double information drop, and we've got another Switch
Mhm.
2 Direct,
Oh
coming
yeah,
next
that's
week,
coming. We
and
will
I
be
hope they
talking
reveal
about that.
just a smidge more, even just,
Yeah.
like, a little bit more, because I noticed they went from Area 1 to Area 2,
Mhm.
so maybe they might
Yeah,
show off Area 3, um,
maybe.
just as and then leaving those little specks of inkling in there, like when we saw the
Yeah,
Chikorita get Dazzling Gleam or whatever else, or Draining Kiss, it's like, "Oh my god, it's
exactly.
fairy time!" Because this time we got, Simicia. So
Yeah,
now this officially means that
the
every
monkeys are
Pokemon
back
is available in the
on the
Switch
Switch
era.
now. Let's
Um,
go.
technically,
Welcome back
other than
from
like Alolan Rattatas, maybe. Like I can't remember. Um, I don't
I
know if
think
you could
you
get that
can
in
get
any.
I think you can get them in like Let's Go maybe. Maybe
Oh,
not. I
maybe.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Um,
Maybe.
but I think I saw a tweet saying it, that every Pokemon is now available, which is super cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good. It's about time. It's about damn time that we have these Pokemon available. So,
but saying
but
that,
yeah, I'm
we
excited
will
for it.
cover Switch 2 in the
Oh
next
yeah.
episode because
Oh yeah. Oh
that
yeah. We have to. We have to. Like
and
it's
we'll
like our
probably
duty.
cover up a
It's
bit
like
of the, direct as well, the previous direct, because
yeah.
there were some games in there that I thought looked pretty cool, but we'll save that
Yeah,
for
no,
another
I'm
episode.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited for the games that they announced, and yeah, Switch 2 Direct is coming out. So this is where we're probably most likely going to get a date, launch titles, games coming to it. Maybe a little ZA hype thing where it's like, hey, we're coming to Switch 2, and if you get the Switch 2, you get to see it in glorious whatever 1080p, whatever the people who need to touch grass like. But I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
He's not.
It's not hot takes anymore. I am not. But no, honestly, yeah, I'm super excited for the Switch 2. This is a lot of fun, man. I love creating megas. I think I told you this before. Like when the games were coming out in college, when I was bored in like my geography class, I was like drawing out like stat totals for new megas and stuff like that. So it kind of like rekindled like that time where I was really excited about Pokemon. And I can honestly say now that we're getting closer and closer to a new game, as a Pokemon fan who's honestly just kind of been down on living through Pokemon through ROM hacks for the past year or so. I'm very excited to get my hands on new Pokemon information, and I cannot wait to play this game.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
well, guys, yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you guys again for always watching. It's been an awesome month. Doing this, we got to try some new things. March has been really cool. Lots of fun things planned coming springtime, new games, stuff like that. If there's ever a topic you guys want us to cover, always let us know. You can always leave it in the comments. And I just want to say this just because I know this person is listening. Whoever you are listening in Germany in Saxon, please tell me who you are because you listen every single week, and it honestly just warms my heart that we have a fan out in Germany. So if you get this and you hear this part and you get to make it to the end, please message the podcast on Instagram and just say hi, just because I want to say hi to you because I think it's so cool that you tune in every single week without fail. But and honestly, to all you guys as well who tune in every single week, and the new listeners who come in and find our podcast as well. We appreciate you guys as well. You can always hit us up on social media, on the YouTube comments, or on Instagram and all that fun stuff. We're on pretty much every social media platform. But guys, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.